We wanted to make it available to everyone who have had so much fun in the Robinhoods of the world and Acorn and other things, which these are not bad products. They're just a lot of different products available to a lot of different people, but real estate typically is not to the average American.
What's the next best secret to understanding how to make an impact with your real estate investing?
Well, I think one of the things is to make sure that many of the funds that we're able to invest in these days, there are so many fees on the front end of the fund that by the time you start, you're in the hole 3 or 4 points. The one I really like the most is the investment management fee, which can be, as you know, a half a point to a point and a half in a big REIT. And I was trying to figure out what they were managing after we already made the decision to invest a couple $100,000, let's say, in a REIT, and then they're going to charge us a point, every year to manage the money, but we already know where it is. It made no sense. So some very unique structure in Root's real estate investment community. One, there are no fees to come in. There's no carry. So the general partners don't let the limited partners make a certain amount of money and then grab the rest of it, or a majority of the rest of it. If you stay in the fund for a year, which gets you to your capital gains level, there are no fees to exit. And then another very unique function, because most REITs, as you know very well, Brett, you go into them thinking 2-3 years minimum, 5, 6, 7 years possibly. Single building REITs in particular. In this particular case, we wanted to build a process. First of all, this is a Reg A fund, which means that anybody can invest as low as $100 in real estate. That's not very often that's available. Everybody getting exactly the same returns for their $100, $100,000, $1 million. And we wanted to make it available to everyone who have had so much fun in the Robinhoods of the world and Acorn and other things, which these are not bad products. They're just a lot of different products available to a lot of different people, but real estate typically is not to the average American. Most people you talk to high net worth people, and we're all able to be, as accredited investors, invest anything we want to. But if you take the average American who has, as I said, less than $650 in their bank account if they're a renter, or less, 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in cash available to them. That's a fact from Money Magazine. I mean, how do they build wealth from there? And so creating that vehicle, we wanted to make sure that there were no cost to get in, no cost to when you want to leave. And we also wanted to make it a little more liquid than most. So we actually have a redemption period each quarter where any individual can redeem up to $100,000 worth of their stock at current NAV, net asset value. That's very unusual. And the max that can be redeemed in a quarter is 5% of the fund. Obviously, you can't let it all get diluted at one time. But frankly, the people who have invested to date, most are accredited investors. We have done no marketing. This started in July of last year. We raised about $9.5 million simply through word of mouth and conversations, about 85-90% of it with accredited investors, pretty bright ones, in fact. But we just started doing our social media. We got our platform and our software in place so that literally you can go to investwithroots.com, and we call it the happy path. You can invest as low as $100 in a couple of minutes and just do it.
Very cool. Very cool. And so it seems like you've not only connected the impact, but you've connected the actual, I think, ease and accessibility, right, for people to make the impact on as little as $100 investment, which is really cool. As well, don't have to be accredited investors to go into it. And you can get, some, I call it semi-liquid, right? Once a quarter, you can redeem just certain amounts, which is pretty cool.